As you all know, change is a continuing process. The Philippine Army has been a witness to the rapid changes in the security environment and has recognized how critical it is to become proactive and flexible. Our current security environment has become volatile and ambiguous. Armies all over the world must stand ready to adapt to all these changes. The rise of terrorism and spread of violent extremism primarily among these challenges. Global terrorism cannot be understood in isolation, primarily from the politics of people. As they manage world affairs, the contest for power and dominance, primarily among the so-called Big Five and other emerging regional powers, should not stop us to broaden our search on who poses the gravest threat on international security in the humanity.
How do we then counter the narrative of terrorist groups, especially the Daesh-linked local terrorist groups, use their religion to justify their terrorist acts?
Therefore, it is critical to address the transition from religion to ideology, to address social conflict.
This year's theme, Defeating Terrorism, Responding to a Global Challenge, captures all the ingredients that makes up another good edition of the SLC. Informative, relevant, stimulating, and constructive.
Has to do with what do we do when we're educated. Okay, so what do we do after? So that's where the reflection comes in, most especially among the youth.
So, in fact, a combination of both madrasa and secular education will give us a comprehensive, holistic education.
The DICT is proposing the establishment of the National Cybersecurity Threat Intelligence Center. This sharing platform will address not only cyber threats, but will also be greatly beneficial in combating other prevalent crimes.
May you grant us the spirit of wisdom so that this conference may indeed provide clear and distinct, especially in addressing the issue of terrorism, so as to be of great help in the accomplishment of our noble mission.
Recently, ransomware became a favorite of hackers to victimize vulnerable businesses. How do we then counter the narrative of terrorist groups
That are important in order of priority for us to fight cyber terrorism.
would you consider it cyber terrorism, sir?
You protect what you have, you protect your transmission, and you protect your beneficiary, the recipient. What determines where you are in the ideological, political spectrum is how you use. If you want to counter terrorism effectively, you deprive a terrorist of a TV camera and a microphone. Kaya lang may social media na ngayon. Diyan sila namamayagpag.
Global terrorism continues to surge and display new forms while becoming increasingly entangled with local, regional, and global complexities.
They have also done a number of community outreach. So you see an evolutionary pattern, and this is an evolutionary pattern that is mimicked globally as well. So while you're looking at custodial detention, increasingly there is an ambit of going beyond.
How can we all work together to map out these connections so that we could disrupt these connections and feed into track one mechanisms?
Each one had to look at their unique problems and come up with their specific solution.
Awaken to the idea that there is a need for regional cooperation and collaboration. And that collaboration also involves bringing on board individuals from different areas of expertise.
It's a latest manifestation of of a conflict that has been going on that can be traced to our colonial past.
Now, how do you fight a problem like terrorism, which is an idea? You fight it with a better idea. Good government.
It's supposed to be our Internal Security Act. But the trouble with the Human Security Act is that it lacks the bite of a tough law. The Human Security Act, for it to level up and align with that of other member states for a common regional approach in combating terrorism.
Equipping our security sector to protect the state. It's really about suppressing the sectors of the government from doing their job.
While considering that as a constitutional principle, we are duty-bound. It's a moral obligation to protect life, liberty, and property of the majority.
Typically, anti-terrorism instills gatekeeper vigilance, constantly monitors the threat environment, hardens potential targets, predicts probable attacks, and diminishes, if not neutralizes.
Revolutionaries, on the other hand, perceive what is wrong in society and use this as their raison d'etre, or their reason for being. They want to change society.
I was sincerely believing that I am treading the right path when I joined the New People's Army, only to realize that the path I had chosen led into a lion's den.
It is equally important to institutionalize an intelligence-anchored system to strengthen homeland security, protect national borders, and enhance emergency powers.
That human intelligence as a component of our response to terrorism is as equally important as the high-tech effort.
So this notion of vision, understanding, clarity, and agility is an important concept as we think about notions moving forward.
The gross inequality and imbalance, perfectly valid issues, and intends to overturn it and end up the one in power. The world is going to change, he declared, and this time we will be on top.